The street was quiet in the way only frontier towns could beat too quiet, like the land itself was holding its breath. Tombstone, Arizona Territory, October 26, 1881. The sun hung low, throwing long shadows across Fremont Street as four men walked with purpose, dust rising beneath their boots. What happened next would last less than 30 seconds, but it would echo through American history forever. This was not just a gunfight. It was the moment the Wild West became legend. The tension in Tombstone had been building for months. On one side stood the Earp brothers Virgil, Wyatt, and Morgan lawmen, determined to impose order in a town ruled by fear. Alongside them was Doc Holliday, a sharp-tongued gambler and deadly gunslinger whose reputation was as dangerous as his temper. On the other side were the Cowboys, Ike and Billy Clanton, Tom and Frank McLaury outlaws who lived by the gun and answered to no badge. Tombstone was booming with silver, and where money flowed, violence followed. Cattle rustling, robberies, and murders were common. The Cowboys believed the town belonged to them. The Earps believed the law should. That morning, Wyatt Earp received word that the Cowboys were armed and waiting near the OK Corral. City ordinance forbade carrying weapons within town limits. Virgil, as town marshal, had a duty to enforce the lawmen if it meant facing death. As the four lawmen approached the vacant lot near the corral, hands hovered near holsters. Doc Holliday carried a shotgun hidden beneath his coat. Wyatt Earp, calm and unreadable, walked slightly ahead. Witnesses later said the air felt electric, like a storm about to break. Someone shouted, "Throw up your hands." No one knows who fired first. That mystery still fuels debate more than a century later. What is certain is what followed: a violent explosion of sound and smoke. Guns roared, horses screamed. Bullets tore through the air, smashing into flesh and wood alike. Billy Clanton fired wildly, wounded but refusing to fall. Frank McLaury tried to escape across the street, firing as he ran. Morgan Earp was hit in the shoulder. Virgil took a bullet in the leg. Doc Holliday stepped forward, raised his shotgun, and ended Tom McLaury in a thunderous blast. In less than half a minute, it was over. When the smoke cleared, Billy Clanton and both McLaury brothers lay dead. The Earps still stood. Ike Clanton, unarmed and fleeing, survived to tell his version of the story, one that accused the lawmen of murder. The town erupted in controversy. Some hailed Wyatt Earp as a hero who stood against lawlessness. Others saw him as a ruthless gunman hiding behind a badge. A court hearing followed, and the ERPs were ultimately cleared of wrongdoing. But the damage was done. Revenge came swiftly. Virgil ERP was ambushed and permanently crippled. Morgan ERP was murdered while playing billiards. What followed was Wyatt Earp's legendary vendetta rida, ruthless campaign against those he believed responsible. The line between lawman and outlaw blurred until it nearly disappeared. Yet it was that brief gunfight near the OK Corral that sealed the myth of the Wild West. It symbolized everything the frontier represented: chaos versus order, justice versus revenge, survival at the edge of civilization. Hollywood would later turn it into countless films, each adding to the legend. Books would romanticize it. Songs would immortalize it. But the truth is simpler and darker. It was a gunfight born from fear, pride, and a world where the law was written in gunsmoke. 30 seconds, 30 shots, 3 dead. And in that fleeting moment, the Wild West became eternal.